Hey guys, it's Lo from Beyond the W, and we are here at the NBA store in NYC. As you can see, we are here for Tamika Catchings' book signing for her brand new book that just dropped on March 1st, Catch a Star. It's an autobiography all about her life, the adversities that she's faced, and we got a chance to actually talk to her. So stay tuned and check out the interview.
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. It's been a lot has happened since we last saw each other. Last time we saw each other was the Women's Sports Foundation. Salute to women, and you look stunning that night, by the way. So before I get started on everything else going on, let's talk about why we're here. So we're here at the NBA store, and you wrote an autobiography right here called Catch a Star, and it was just released on March 1st. So talk about the book and what inspires you to put a book like this together.
Yeah, so it's been a journey. I think really the thing that inspired me, the first thing was I've been doing a lot of different speaking engagements. And after I get done talking, there's been people like, do you have a book? Do you have a CD, a DVD, like something that I can take? I mean, your story is absolutely amazing and, super inspirational. And I just wish there was like something that I could take. And so we started thinking about it, and I'm like, we should do something. We should have some people approach me about doing a movie, of course, the book idea, and kind of like, let's do the book. So it's been a 3-year process. It's been something that we've been working on for 3 years. It's been a super long time in basketball years. I'm sure for normal authors it's really not that long, but for me it seemed like it took forever. But it's just my journey, starting from when I was a little girl, and there were things that I had to deal with, speech problem, hearing problem, having to wear hearing aids, and just my journey from that. And then of course over the years as I've gotten older, just some of the things that I've had to deal with, both my college days with the University of Tennessee with Pat Summit, then of course finished off here with Indiana Fever and the WNBA, and kind of like my last chapter is like what's next, transitioning on to the next stage, the next phase of life.
Now, did you it seemed like the timing is perfect because you have so much new things happening to you. Was it planned like, okay, around the time I'm going to retire is when I'm going to release a book, or it just kind of came together that way?
It just kind of came together like that. So the initial plan was that we were going to release last year, and we weren't ready for the release, and kind of went through some ups and downs with just the way it was written, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like kind of freaking out a little bit, but teamed up with Ken Peterson from Colorado, and he did a great job. We spent a lot of time just kind of going through what I knew I wanted to be in the book, and as far as my stories, and just like what I wanted to get out of it. And everybody knows I'm a very faith-oriented person, so my faith and my stories are definitely intertwined throughout the book, but it's really a book about everything else. I think that people look at me and say, oh, you're a basketball player, so the book is solely focused on basketball. That's a big part of what I, what I do, but it's not who I am. And so, it touches a lot on just me as a person and my struggles, my ups and downs, my college, through my college and WNBA professional career, but also like my faith.
Is there any aspect of the book or any subject matter that you touched in the book that was probably like a little bit difficult to talk about? Because you faced a lot of adversity growing up, whether it be living overseas when you were younger, living with a hearing impairment, your parents, so much, and of course playing in the league.
Yeah.
So was there any adversity that you faced that was hard to kind of open up more about?
I think in the book, probably the biggest thing was my relationship with my dad. That was probably the toughest one because I think my father played in the NBA, played for 11 years, so I think automatically people are like, oh, you play basketball because of your dad. But in the beginning, yes, it was. I wanted to follow in his footsteps, and I wanted to play in the NBA and be like my dad. And then the WNBA came my freshman year in college. It was like, oh, this is awesome, I want to do that. But our relationship, just kind of over the years has gone through highs and lows because sometimes he pushes a little bit too hard. So I talk a lot about that in the book, from a standpoint of, I know there's a lot of parents out there that have kids that, you know, are extremely talented and, you know, could potentially be in the WNBA or the NBA or any other professional league. But really, for me, my biggest focus has always been dad. Like, I need you to be my dad. I mean, I have coaches, I have other people that can push me, and I know you want the best for me, but sometimes I just need you to be there as my support system. So that was kind of touchy talking about. Just I didn't want to like bash my dad because he's a great father and he's been great and he's definitely been a part of my support team. But from the other side, just making sure like there are certain things that I need from my mom and my dad and certain things I need from my coach, and not really wanting them to intertwine at times.
Jones, and I'm from the Bronx, New York. Well, Tamika, she's been a great inspiration to me. Like, I remember growing up playing basketball, I would always watch men basketball. Like, I would never watch female basketball. Until one day I actually turned the channel and saw a women's league, and I watched it, and she was in the very first game. So I watched the number. Of course, it was similar to Kobe. So I'm like, you know, who is this girl, number 24? I just watched the whole game, and like she did amazing. And ever since then, I just always wanted to watch her play, and like just her career and everything she's done. She's been so, you know, motivational. And I'm very proud of her, like, true fan too as well. I look forward and just reading her story, like knowing the whole truth. Like anytime I like turn to ESPN or they give a documentary on her, it's just, you know, hearing their certain things. I want to know each and everything about her. Everything they didn't mention that she could tell me herself.